Hello and welcome to another episode of IMO, In My Opinion. I am your moderator today, Dana Swinney Murphy, and we are here with Mildred Montalvo and Alicia Cosby. Our guest today is Deborah Halpin, who is the President and Chief Protector of Arm Her. Thanks for joining us today, Deb.
Thank you for having me.
Tell us a little bit about your business. When I found out about it, I was really excited that there's something out there specifically geared towards women. So can you tell us a little bit about what you have?
Basically what we're all about is safety and security products for women, things to keep the people you love safe.
Wonderful. That's much needed. And I think a lot of times as women, we sometimes feel a little more vulnerable than we should. So those products, I'm sure, keep us safe. Now, can you tell us a little bit about why you got involved and why you started this business?
Yes. About 4 years ago, three things occurred within about 1 year of my life, and it was the impetus to start the company. The first thing that happened to me was my house was broken into, and of course that's very disarming. It's very, makes you very insecure about coming home. The other thing that happened was my daughter, my only daughter, went off to college, and of course as a parent you're really concerned, and she went off to New York City, and that was frightening to me. And the third thing that happened was my dad passed away. My mom was living alone in a big house, and I was concerned about her safety as well. So it was all three incidences put together.
That was all in the same year?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. So the three incidences just caused me to start looking for things that I could use to protect the people I love and care about, and as well as my home.
Now, do you happen to know any statistics? I know that there's a lot of statistics out there for
there are a lot out there, but I think the most important one for women in particular is 1 in 4 women will be attacked in their lifetime. Now we're talking about personal attacks, but there are other kinds of things that certainly can happen to us, such as breaking into your home. And
that, just not to interrupt you, but that is powerful. There's 4 of us sitting here.
Yes.
So that statistic alone is very scary.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. And you know, there's people that will say that it's actually higher than that because women are fearful of coming forward or reporting it, right, exactly. And so, but the statistic that I think is more fearful is that 90% of us will have some sort of criminal activity against ourselves. That could be as simple as having a purse stolen, having a credit card stolen, having an unscrupulous contractor come to your home. It could, you know, there are so many little things that could happen to us that you can do a lot of things just to protect yourself, just very simple little acts that can keep you from harm. You know, oftentimes people are in the wrong place at the wrong time, but there's a whole lot of times where it's just a matter of doing something that's careless, such as hanging your purse on the back of your chair when you're in a restaurant. You know, they say that 3/4 of all house break-ins are not really, the houses are not broken into at all. The fact is that the doors or windows were left open. People just don't lock their doors, and it's really an unsafe thing to do these days. So there are a lot of little hints and tips that we can provide, and they're on our website, but we also come out and speak to clubs and organizations or businesses. And
are there some tips, like maybe just a couple that you can give our viewers?
Well, just a couple of quick ones. I think as far as personal attacks, if you're out in the evening, over half, the statistics say that over half of the bank problems with banking are because you use ATMs in the evening. One little
they're not all very well lit, too.
They're not, and there can be bushes around them and places for people to hide. One little tip that I just found out recently is most police departments have an ATM machine in them.
Never knew that.
There you can go, especially in the major cities, go to a police station if you have to use an ATM in the evening. If you're walking along the street and someone is following you and you're concerned about it, drop your purse into a mailbox. It's a safe place to, you can get your purse the next day. It's better than losing it at the time.
That's great. Those are great tips.
Yeah,
Those
so
are
many
great
of
to
us
think
are guilty of things like going to the gas station and you set your purse on the seat and get out to
Yes.
fill your tank and the
Cover
door's
that thing
open.
up.
Somebody
Leave it
can
unlocked.
take that in a minute or even lock the
Right.
door.
Now, what are some of the products that you have here
Well,
to show us?
we have a lot of different things. Probably our most important and an item that every woman I think should carry is a personal alarm. It's very simply an electronic alarm. You can wear it around your neck if you're a runner or a walker.
Okay.
You can put it in, clip it on your pants or clip it onto the inside of your purse when you're going out. If you're leaving the mall, in the wintertime it's dark at 6 o'clock, but just keep it
That's
nearby. All you do is push the button, it's 120 decibels. Criminals don't like lights, they don't like loud noises, so it's going to draw a lot of attention. It sounds kind of like a fire alarm, so people are going to look at them, they don't like that.
Yeah, that's
Okay?
great.
So that's a very important product. Other things, this is called a drink detector, and you put your finger into your drink.
That's
It
interesting.
doesn't have to be alcohol. It can be juice, it can be coffee, it can be milk, and you touch the liquid to the two dots. If they turn blue, don't drink it. It means your drink's been tampered
Wow.
with. And
That's powerful.
That's great for college. It's great for anyone, but specifically college
College
students.
students, yeah.
And you know what? I had a young man come up to me at a show recently and say, you know, everyone thinks it's about date rape. It's not. It can be about robbery. He had had one drink in a bar, walked out to his car because he said, I got to go home. I'm not feeling well. I'm feeling really off, and was robbed in the parking lot.
Wow.
So 40% of these drugs are now being used to rob people or for burglaries, not
Oh,
about
gosh.
date rape.
Speaking of drinks, what's that?
Well, it looks like a soda can,
Exactly.
but it's not. It's actually a small safe. Just
Oh, I
a
love that.
little place to hide some jewelry, hide some money. My daughter wanted this when she went off to college because she said in the dorm rooms there's no place to put your
Yeah,
Put your
the jewelry
valuables,
stuff,
yeah.
yeah.
Same thing, this is a book, and a lot of women like this one too, because it's just a little
nice.
place to hide some things, put it on the shelf with the rest of your books.
That's
No
really
robber
sweet.
is going to go through every book on your shelf.
Right.
Not
Yeah.
called the state of denial. Is it?
They're all different though, so they won't know which
One
one
of the
to
things
look
I liked
for.
about your
nice.
website is that you can make your own gift packet based on
Yes.
the individual that you're purchasing for.
Absolutely.
I
We
think
do
that's-
gift packs. They look similar to this. We fill them. We have ones that are specific for students going off to college.
I have
We have
one.
one for seniors. You know, the moms who are, we have one for moms. I go back to the seniors for a second because I don't know what your moms are like, but oftentimes they're very hard to buy for because they buy everything for themselves, but nothing says that you love them more than a gift of security and protective products. So that's a great gift item. It's also for the active woman, or as you said, you can put together a custom pack. You go to the website and pick 5 items and we'll put them in a nice gift pack for you for whomever.
And if you'd like to take a look at these products in more detail, you can go to Deb's website at armher.net. And you do some speaking engagements and house parties as well?
I do. House parties, we will come out to your home and you have a few people. We talk about safety and security. You can be, you know, you can feel good about having a party because you're providing people with things to keep them safe.
Now, if our viewers want to get in touch with you to schedule a house party, they can do that through your website as well?
Yes, they can, or
Okay.
call our 800 number, which is on the website as well.
Okay, again, that's armher.net. Thank you so much for joining us today, Deb.
You're welcome. Thank
Lots
you
of
for
useful
having
me. Thank you.
information.
Thank you.
We'll be back shortly. Welcome back. We are joined with Nancy Merkin, board member of the Professional Women's Chamber, and also Ellen Freeman, who is the Woman of the Year. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
both for joining us today. Now, Ellen is actually featured in this month's issue of Western Mass Women's Magazine, so check that out. We have her whole bio and a beautiful photo of her as well. So Ellen was chosen because of her work in the community and being a professional woman in the area. So can you tell us a little bit about what you do and some of the work you've done?
I'm an attorney with Chat Schwartz and Fenton in Springfield, and I've been with the firm 24 years. And I specialize in the area of commercial real estate and also do commercial transactions and general corporate work.
Okay.
So that's, I say that's my night job and weekend job because a lot of times during the day I'm busy with a lot of organizational work and work with a lot of nonprofits, and that's why I was considered and selected as the honor goes to people who do community work. So I suppose that's why, because I am known in the community, for being involved. So.
What are some of the nonprofits that you work with?
I'm on the board of Dunbar Community Center, and we've been very busy with a merger with the YMCA. So that's been very time-consuming, but very rewarding. It's going to be a wonderful marriage of the two organizations. Within the business community, involved with the Chamber of Commerce. In the arts, I'm on the community music school,
okay.
And that's a wonderful organization in Springfield. I'm also a student there, and my children are students. My husband is a student. So
wow.
I play piano. So I try to spread it out from all different types of organizations. So.
Oh my goodness, when do you sleep? That's a lot of.
It's hard to fit that in, but but I get a lot of energy from what I do all day. So once I hit the pillow, I'm out.
I'm sure coffee is a big part of your life. So congratulations. It definitely seems like it was well deserved.
It's a very nice honor. Thank you.
Yes, yes. Nancy, can you tell us a little bit about the Professional Women's Chamber in general?
Yes, the Professional Women's Chamber is an organization that is affiliated with the Chamber of Commerce. We previously were known as the Women's Partnership, but about 3 or 4 years ago we changed our name because we've really kind of upgraded our image to reflect who we are. Our mission is to promote the professionalism of women, and we do that in a bunch of different ways. One of them is recognizing a Woman of the Year, choosing someone who exemplifies what we would all like to be. Not only is she a professional woman, but she's giving back to the community. So we provide luncheons with speakers who speak on educational or hot topics in the area. We have some luncheon symposiums that are also educational, kind of low-key dialogue events, kind of a roundtable lunch discussion, so that provides networking opportunities. We have mentor and menteeship programs. We raise money. Our Women of the Year event, which will actually be tomorrow to honor Ellen, will raise substantial scholarship dollars. So we provide 3 to 4 scholarships every year to help women who are transitioning in their career, who've lost a job and need to go and get re-educated, who've come out of a divorce situation. So it really is a great organization that networks women with the business community. So if you're interested in joining, you can go to our website, which is theprofessionalwomenschambers.com. And again, it's with the affiliated chambers of commerce out of Springfield. And we go through Hampshire and Hamden counties. And
okay, so you cover lots of areas.
We cover lots of areas, yep. And we've been growing by leaps and bounds. It's really, it's fun. It's a lot of fun.
That's great. Now, can anyone join?
Yes, and any woman can join. We have some women, unfortunately, who are unemployed at this time, but it's also a good networking place for them. The annual membership fee is $75, but then you get discounted prices to the events and so forth. And it's a good way. It's a good way to network.
So you don't have to currently be a professional. You can be someone who's looking, to network. And
absolutely.
That's great.
That's what we're there for, is to help you to network. Absolutely.
And one of the things I also know about the chamber is you really want to help women to promote their business within the organization and give them opportunities to network business to business, because that's one thing that a lot of people will recognize as a really powerful thing.
I'm so glad you brought that up, Alicia, because we do have the Women's Business Expo in January, and it's really fun, and it's indoors, and we're all networking and shopping from one another, promoting each other's events. We have
a wonderful supportive atmosphere.
Yes, we had the chocolate affair this year, which helped raise scholarship dollars, and Armher was there. That's where we got to meet Deb, yes, because there are a lot of small women-owned businesses that get featured and promoted as well.
That's great, because we need to support each other and help each other, build each other up. So,
exactly.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
Good.
Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you
both. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
And would you mind giving the website one more time for any of our viewers that are interested?
Professionalwomenschamber.com.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We'll be back shortly. Welcome back to IMO, In My Opinion. We are very saddened by the death of police officer Kevin Ambrose, who is from the Springfield Police Department and was shot earlier in the week. We are joined today by a friend of the family, Kara Cole, who is also the advertising account executive at Western Mass Women's Magazine. Thanks so much for joining us, Kara.
You're
We
welcome.
appreciate it. Can you tell us a little bit about your relationship with the family?
Well, Wilbraham is such a tight-knit community that I feel like everybody's kind of affected by it really badly. And they lived down the street from me, and his daughter was my babysitter growing up. His son was 2 years older than us, and everybody knew him. He was a great baseball player. His dad, everybody says what a great character he was, and wonderful police officer, really dedicated, and everybody looked up to him. So I think it's a great loss for Wilbraham community and Springfield community, as well as police officers everywhere.
In general.
Yeah, it's definitely nice to have your voice, because I think the media has a way of generalizing anything and everything, and it's definitely a personal issue and very sensitive.
Definitely.
And, you know, so more than a police officer, he was a father, a husband, a
Right.
friend. So thank you so much for sharing your thoughts. Do you know any more about the incident than what we know?
I pretty much know what everybody knows, what's on the news, and what was released, and between how it occurred, how it was a restraining order put out on the man an hour before it had happened. And, you know, I heard on the news this morning how restraining orders really don't give you a sense of relief that you're not gonna, that they're gonna stay away. So I think it was just an incident gone wrong, and they didn't think it was gonna go bad, but like they say, police officers always say, you never know what's gonna happen when a domestic violence situation, they can go wrong so quickly. And unfortunately, that's what happened here. And it's just too bad. It's really sad.
It's very sad. Yeah, domestic violence is, I don't know if it's on the rise, but we're hearing definitely a lot more about it. I think we're hearing a lot more about everything with social media, but
Definitely.
domestic violence is pretty scary and affects a lot of women. I don't know specifically what the statistics are, but I'm sure it's pretty close to the 1 in 4 that we heard about earlier with Deborah Halpin. So, so thank you again so much for your input. Do you guys have any personal experience with domestic violence, or know of someone, or?
I do know family members that had domestic violence, which you see these uncles that they're like so sweetie pies and all that, and then afterwards you see after years, after 8, 10, 20 years later, you find out that they were just horrible. They were like this person character that you never knew. And it's really sad, and it happens in silence a lot of the times, and a lot of people always stay very quiet. And I think, you know, I'm glad that there's so much things going on out there that they give you hints and tips to what to do, where to go, you know, because it's needed. It's very well needed out there, because it happens every single day, every second.
And it happens behind closed doors, and you may never, you know, you might be someone you work with, and you may never know what's happening.
And the children are affected, because then they grow up seeing domestic violence, and not even necessarily just male against the female, but even with the Deion Sanders that we talked about before. You know, so there are various things, but it's just, it's not healthy.
Yeah, and people definitely need to get out there, and if it's happening to you, notify someone, get help. We'll actually put either a website or phone number at the bottom of the screen for if you're looking for some help. Speaking of relationship issues on a national level, we want to talk a little bit about John Edwards. Sorry, it's hard for me to even say his name, but we want to talk a little bit about John Edwards. So I know Alicia was following the case a little closely, right?
A little bit, not so much with the actual. Oh, I know that he was acquitted. He was acquitted of the charges of basically using campaign money for his personal relationships and other things. But yeah, I know that the biggest thing that a lot of people are really sharing about is, while his wife was dying of cancer, Elizabeth Edwards dying of cancer, you know, he has a child with another woman who apparently is considering writing a book. I know that she did a magazine spread before to tell her story, and the child, apparently he's very, 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 very attached to emotionally. So, you know, where this pans out, I don't know. But
and then afterwards he tried to say, you know, oh, my children and this and that, you know, his nice side. I'm like, really? Now, at this time? Right at the end, when it's like, we got you? You know, now he's like this holy father with everybody
Yeah,
else.
well, I'm sure he has a good publicist
Yeah.
that's pointing him in the right direction. I mean, as a publicist, I can say that's what you would do as a publicist, try to spin it to look good.
Very
what
good.
I'm saying? Yeah, but it's kind of hard to make this situation look
Any good.
look good, but do you have more thoughts, Alicia?
No, I'm just saying. I mean, we all have, you know, everybody has a life, and you know, we just it's hard. You know, you just
Yeah, and you don't want to judge. You don't want to judge individuals, but I mean, given the fact that his wife had cancer, it's quite a selfish act.
It comes across
very.
as army.
Yeah, it's
So
like, you know.
that's really like what a lot of people are really focusing on. It's like, you know, I was watching some other television shows, and they were like, he's just a scumbag, and you know, it's just it's not pretty.
Yeah.
Not cute.
Speaking of TV, one of Alicia's favorite shows, just kidding. Basketball Wives, I don't know if it's ending or not. There's been like some back and forth.
I heard that it was not ending.
We've got Kara a little excited. Are you an avid fan of Basketball
I do
Wives?
watch it every now and then. Sometimes it's just so much fighting, I have to change channel. They give me a headache.
Yeah, it's a bit much.
Yeah.
But I don't know. If Shawnee O'Neal is the one, the head honcho or whatever.
Right.
Producer.
Yeah, and so I haven't heard anything about what her plans are.
Okay.
And for the
I have a confession,
record,
actually.
you watch it more than I do, I'm sure. I literally.
No, but I do have a little bit of a confession to make. Okay, so there was a rumor that it was ending. So because of that rumor, I happened to catch the finale. I don't think it's ending. They were saying how they were trying to revamp the show to be more about the women's community involvement and less about their issues, and how the show is helpful because it shows growth. They're hoping in the next season that they're going to show growth and how people have changed and dealt with their anger management. And so
yeah. So like I said, I honestly don't watch the show. I just don't like so much negativity and just all that other kind of junk. But it's really symptomatic of our society that not just that show, but this show and the Mob Wives and the This Wives.
Well, I think it's made women, not even just women, but girls bullying girls a little bit more acceptable. I think more people are doing it.
Especially when that's a big problem, too. It's not great to promote it, but...
Yeah. Well, something that I'm very excited about is farmers markets. I love this time of year. I'm like a big farmers market geek. I love going to the farmers market and getting
I love it.
vegetables and stuff. I know you too for recipes and stuff, right?
Yeah.
So definitely check out your local farmers markets. It's that time of year where you can get lots of great fresh stuff. And in the current issue of Western Mass Women's Magazine, which is on newsstands now, we have an article by Miss Alicia Cosby that actually talks about farmers markets and what to look for this time of season. So definitely check that out. Also in the current issue, as I mentioned earlier, is a bio on Ellen Freeman, who is the Professional Women's Chamber Woman of the Year. So check that out as well. Are you guys aware of any upcoming events? I'm putting you on the spot. Any local events that are coming up that we can share?
Oh, What is 99 that's going on out there right now? It's a great opportunity to take your teenagers and other students, college students and whatever, to see the danger that it's causing, texting and driving, drinking and driving, and the things that actually, the Eastfield
It's like a walk-through theater, right?
Walk-through theater, and it's 13 scenes, and it's really, really empowering because it tells you and it shows you what it can happen if you are not correct on your path, on your way, and etc. And it's $3. You can't beat that for the weekend. Go there and take your whole entire family. It's amazing, and it's an eye-opener for all these kids out there, and for us as an adult that we doesn't mistake to text, hey, listen, we're running late, this and that.
Right.
It's really good. So please go there.
And it's called The 99. I believe you can look
What is the
online.
99? And you can actually look for whatisThe99.com and look for it. Go to all our social network, my social network actually. You can go into it and you can check it out and you'll see what's going on in there. And there's a lot of videos too.
And that's every weekend from now until the end of June, I
Yes.
believe. So check that out. That seems like it's worthwhile.
Yes.
Also, another thing I wanted to mention, just to go back a second about the Professional Women's Chamber, in our magazine, Western Mass Women's Magazine, we're going to be highlighting every issue a new woman in the chamber. So definitely look for that because it gives you an opportunity to see what women are doing in the area. It's also a way, we're going to have their contact information. You might need their services. So it's a great way for us to support each other.
Yes.
Awesome. Network.
Absolutely.
Network is the best thing that's going on right now.
Absolutely true.
So thanks again for joining us for IMO. If you have any topic ideas or people you'd like to see in the show, things you'd like to see in the show, please let us know. You can also go to our Facebook page, in my opinion. Thanks for joining us.